Think. Students' Book 2 by Herbert Puchter, Jeff Stranks and Peter Lewis-Jones. Published by Cambridge University Press, 2015. This recording is copyright. Unit 6, cd2, page 61. Vocabulary. Exercise 1.
Number 1. To reuse. This means to use something again. Number 2. To throw away means to get rid of something. Number 3. To recycle means to collect and treat rubbish in order to produce useful materials that can be used again. Number 4. To waste means to use too much of something or use it incorrectly. Number 5. To charge. This means to fill up an empty battery again. Number 6. To disconnect. This means to stop the connection between an electrical appliance and the power source. Number 7. To save. Means to stop something from being wasted. Number 8. To leave on standby. Means not to switch an appliance off completely so it is ready to be used at any time.
Unit 6, page 62. Culture. Exercise 2.
Stop before it's too late. The Himalayas. Why should we care? The Himalayan mountains in south-central Asia contain many of the world's tallest peaks, including Mount Everest. They also contain the biggest number of glaciers after the North and South Poles. 3 of the greatest rivers in the world start from these mountains: the Ganges, the Indus, and the Yangtze. These rivers provide water to 1 billion people in Asia. What's happening? The biggest danger to the Himalayas is global warming, which is melting the glaciers fast. There is also a huge problem with deforestation in the mountains. Many species of animals, such as the tiger, the rhino, and the snow leopard, are in danger. The Amazon. Why should we care? The Amazon in Brazil is the largest tropical rainforest in the world. It is home to 10% of the world's wildlife. The Amazon River is the largest in the world and contains the most freshwater fish on the planet. It is also home to 350 different tribes. But, perhaps most importantly, it provides between 25 and 30% of the world's oxygen. What's happening? The biggest threat is deforestation. This happens to make space for farmland and to have wood. As a result, many animals are endangered, among them the golden lion tamarin and the jaguar. Since 1950, we have lost more than 17% of the Amazon rainforest. We can't afford to lose any more. The Galapagos Islands. Why should we care? The Galapagos Islands are one of the most amazing places on Earth. These tiny islands are 1,000 kilometers from Ecuador in the Pacific and contain many species of plants and animals that are found nowhere else in the world. Among them the giant tortoise, the Galapagos penguin, and the Galapagos sea lion. They are also famous because the scientist Charles Darwin spent time there studying the wildlife. What's happening? The Galapagos Islands are very fragile. The greatest dangers to them include overfishing, pollution, and tourism. There is also a threat of animals from other parts of the world arriving on the islands and killing the local wildlife. The Great Barrier Reef. Why should we care? The Great Barrier Reef, off the eastern coast of Australia, is over 2,000 kilometres long. It is the only living organism on the planet that you can see from space. It is home to 1,500 different types of fish, 400 different types of coral, 215 different types of birds, and 6 different types of turtle. What's happening? We have already lost 10% of all the coral, but scientists fear that we will lose 70% more in the next 40 years. The greatest dangers to the reef are pollution and overfishing.
Unit 6, page 63. Pronunciation. Exercise 1.
Visit the beautiful village of Victoria. The village is surrounded by forests and farms. There's a fantastic river for fishing. You can buy souvenirs and see very old buildings. There are buses to the beach from Monday to Friday. You'll never forget your visit to Victoria.
Unit 6, page 63. Pronunciation. Exercise 3.
Visit the beautiful village of Victoria. The village is surrounded by forests and farms. There's a fantastic river for fishing. You can buy souvenirs and see very old buildings. There are buses to the beach from Monday to Friday. You'll never forget your visit to Victoria.
Unit 7, page 66. Reading. Exercise 5.
The World Today on the 22nd of July, 2042. Travel. Moon Hotel to welcome first guests. History will be made today when the Titan Moon Hotel finally opens its doors to welcome the first tourists to the moon. The $36 billion project, which has been delayed for 3 years, hopes to receive more than 50 guests a week before too long. The first tourist shuttle leaves for the moon from the London spaceport later this evening. Guests on it include the internet billionaire Mira Chin and her new husband Bob Latchford. They are spending a 3-day honeymoon there.
Entertainment. Actors call for star client ban. Angry actors are calling on people not to go and see the latest Interflix film Star Client because they fear it could be the end of their profession. The film features an entire cast of robots playing human roles. Interflix producers have responded saying that the enormous fees that Hollywood stars are asking for make it impossible for studios to produce films. Maybe actors need not worry too much because early reviews of the film have been terrible. The film opens in the UK on Friday.
Sport. Shirley's Helsinki happiness. Doctors have told Shirley Williams that she will be able to compete in the European Championships in Helsinki next month. The 28-year-old boxer had a complete hand transplant after being involved in a car accident in July 2040. Doctors told her that her career was over. But a 2-year intensive recovery program means that she now has the chance to compete again. "I never thought this day would arrive," she told reporters. "After Helsinki, I'm going to start training for Lima 2044, she added.
Science and technology. 3D holograms are reality, scientists say. Imagine sitting in a business meeting in New York while also sitting in your pyjamas back home in London. According to scientists at the United European University in Zurich, this will be a reality sometime in the near future. Dr. Miriam Jameson, head of the Science and Computing Department, held a press conference yesterday to announce a major breakthrough in hologram technology. She promised that 2 years from now it will be possible to send 3D images of yourself anywhere in the world. Full-body transportation, though, she explained, is still just a dream for the future.
Unit 7, page 69. Listening. Exercises 2 and 3.
Mira! Yes, Mira! A few questions, please.
Of course.
So, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? I am so excited. I can hardly tell you. I'm a bit nervous too, but mostly I'm just so excited.
So, what have you got planned for your time on the moon?
Well, we're definitely going to go on a moonwalk. That will be incredible. Otherwise, we're just planning to relax. The hotel looks absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to visit the anti-gravity spa rooms. You actually get to float about. It's going to be amazing.
Have you got anything special packed in your suitcase?
Just the usual things you take on holiday. Well, I don't think I'll need my sunglasses, but a really good camera, my e-reader, my phone.
Can you make calls from the moon?
I'm not sure, but I never go anywhere without my phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to welcome you aboard SS Moonstar. If you would like to make your way to the reception desk.
Oh, they're calling us. Got to go.
Thank you, and make sure you speak to us when you get back. So, Shirley, congratulations on your selection for the European Championships.
Thank you.
How does it feel to know that you're going to be fighting professionally again soon?
Absolutely fantastic.
Did you think you'd ever see this day?
I did. I always knew it would come. I just didn't think it would take so long.
And how are you feeling about the championships?
I'm feeling really positive. I think it'll be a really good year for me.
So, what have you got planned?
Well, I want to win gold in the European Championships. That's number one. It'll be tough, but I'm going to train hard every day between now and next month. So that's my number one ambition. And I think my second plan is to spend more time with my mum and dad. I mean, it's been a difficult 2 years and they've been there for me every second of every day. I want to do something to say thank you. So I'm going to take them on holiday. Somewhere nice and hot. My mum loves the sun.
Shirley, thank you, and good luck in Helsinki.
Thank you.
Unit 7, page 71. Pronunciation. Exercise 1.
You do want to come, don't you?
I'm not sure. Jane's got those big dogs, hasn't she?
Yes, they're enormous, but they're very friendly.
Well, I don't like dogs, do I?
You're not afraid, are you?
Of course not.
Unit 7, page 71. Pronunciation. Exercise 3.
You do want to come, don't you?
I'm not sure. Jane's got those big dogs, hasn't she?
Yes, they're enormous, but they're very friendly.
Well, I don't like dogs, do I?
You're not afraid, are you?
Of course not.
Unit 7, page 72. Photo Story. Episode 4. Weekend Plans.
Friday morning. I can't wait for the weekend.
Nor can I.
Only one more day of school to go. Thank goodness. I'm about to go crazy in that classroom.
I know what you mean.
And the weather's going to be nice this weekend. I checked the forecast.
So did I. A bit cloudy, but no rain. Let's have a picnic. What do you reckon, Ryan?
I think it's a great idea.
So do I.
But I'm going to spend the day with my cousin.
Oh, no, that's a shame.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with my cousin.
Oh, come on, Ryan. You know what I mean. What about you, Olivia? You haven't got any plans, have you?
Well, actually, yes, I have. Mum promised to take me shopping.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, she's going to buy me some new clothes.
So it's just you and me, Luke.
Well, Megan, there's a school football match tomorrow morning, and I'm in the team.
In other words, you can't come tomorrow either.
Well, sorry, no. I can't miss the match, can I?
Oh well. Looks like I'm going to be on this bench all alone then. I'm glad I've got a good book.
Unit 8, page 74. Reading. Exercise 5.
Why aren't people more interested in science? Welcome to my blog, where I write about the things that really interest me. This week, I want to talk a bit about science, scientists, and science stories. Let's start with Newton. We all know the story, don't we? Back in about 1666, Isaac Newton was visiting his mother one day and was walking around in her garden. He sat down under an apple tree and started thinking. Newton was always thinking about something. That's what scientists do. So he was sitting and thinking when an apple fell out of the tree and hit the ground beside him. Some people say the apple fell on his head, but who knows? And Newton thought about why things fall down and not up or sideways, and he got the idea of gravity. Nice story, isn't it? Only it's probably not true. Or at least we've got no way of knowing if it's true. It's a bit like Archimedes and the bath. You don't know that one? OK, so a Greek mathematician was sitting in his bath one day more than 2,000 years ago, and while he was getting out, he noticed that the water went down in the bath. So he got back in, and the water went back up. Now I understand, shouted Archimedes. Actually, he shouted, Eureka! Because he was Greek, not English. He saw that the level of the water in the bath was directly related to exactly how much of his body was in the water, that this relationship was constant. It never changed. Some people say that he was so happy about his discovery that he ran out into the street without putting his clothes on. No, that probably didn't happen either, but he had a good reason to be happy. This was a very important moment in our understanding of maths and physics. The stories are hard to believe, but the important thing is that Archimedes and Newton really did exist, and they really did come up with those important ideas. Newton worked out that if the Earth's gravity has an effect on the movement of an apple, then it probably has an effect on the movement of the moon too, and all kinds of new ideas and discoveries came from that. And you might say that these discoveries were accidents, and in a way they were, but not complete accidents. They needed people like Newton and Archimedes to do the thinking. Scientists and mathematicians do a lot of thinking, and because of that, our world is the way it is.
Unit 8, page 77. Listening. Exercises 2 and 3.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Right, everyone okay? Okay. This morning I was having breakfast and I was listening to a radio programme and they were talking about what kids used to believe when they were little. It was really interesting. And I started to think about when I was a kid. And I remembered that when I was a little girl, every night I used to plug something into all the electrical sockets in my bedroom. I thought that if I didn't, the electricity would come out of the holes during the night and I'd get ill. I used to plug in different things all around the room so that I didn't get sick.
Really, miss? Did you really used to do that?
Yes, it's true, honestly. So, I thought it might be fun today to start our lesson just a few minutes talking about the things we used to believe when we were kids.
We still are kids, miss.
Oh, come on, Alex, you know what I mean. I mean, when you were little kids. Did you used to believe strange things? Anyone? Yes, Sarah.
Well, when I was a kid, about 5, I guess, I thought the moon was really beautiful, and I used to look at it for hours. And you know how the moon looks white sometimes? Well, for some reason, I thought it was white because it was afraid of me. So I used to laugh at it and call it names.
You thought the moon was scared of you?
That's right. I guess I remembered cartoons where people go white in the face when they're scared. Maybe that's why.
OK, Sarah, thank you. That's a really nice story. Who's next? Yes, come on, Alex.
Well, miss, this is actually about my grandfather, not me.
OK, that's fine. Tell us.
I remember my grandfather said that when he was a kid, he noticed how when you stand on a water hose, the water stops coming out of it. And so he used to be scared of standing on a wire or cable because he thought that the electricity would stop.
Oh, nice one. So if you stand on a wire, there's no more electricity?
Yes.
OK, thanks, Alex. Oh, that's a good one. Anyone else? Hands up. Yes, Martin, off you go.
Well, my family used to have an apple tree in the garden, so we didn't used to buy apples. We always had apples from our tree, you know?
Right.
And we ate lots of apples. But I got this idea, I don't know where from. I really don't. Anyway, I used to think that I mustn't eat the pips, the apple seeds.
Really? Why not eat the apple seeds?
Yeah, well, I used to think that if I got an apple seed in my stomach, then an apple was going to grow inside me.
Goodness! But now you know that's not true, right?
Of course.
Excellent. Oh, great stories. So, today we're going to think about ideas that people used to have in the past. Ideas that we now know aren't true, OK?
Like people used to think that the earth was flat, miss.
Exactly. Now, can anyone think of more examples? Anyone?
Unit 8, page 77. Pronunciation. Exercise 1.
Hello, Stuart. How are you? You used to be one of my best students.
Hello, Mrs. Jones. I'm studying music and computing at university now.
Music and computing? Isn't that an unusual combination?
Not really. In the future, I'd like to write music programs for computers. It's really new technology and very exciting.
Unit 8, page 77. Pronunciation. Exercise 3.
Hello, Stuart. How are you? You used to be one of my best students.
Hello, Mrs. Jones. I'm studying music and computing at university now.
Music and computing? Isn't that an unusual combination?
Not really. In the future, I'd like to write music programs for computers. It's really new technology and very exciting.
Unit 8, page 80. Culture. Exercise 2.
Great scientists. 1. Galileo, Italy, 1564 to 1642. Galileo, his full name was Galileo Galilei, is sometimes called the father of modern science. He was a scientist, mathematician, and astronomer, someone who looks at the stars and planets. When he was alive, telescopes were still quite basic, and he made many improvements to them. His best-known achievement was to show that the Earth moves around the Sun, and not the Sun around the Earth, although he was not the first man to have the idea. 2. Louis Pasteur, France, 1822 to 1895. Louis Pasteur was one of the people who started the area of science that we now call microbiology. He did many things during his life, but he is remembered mostly because of the work that he did with milk. When milk is about 2 days old, it starts to get bacteria, very small things that carry disease, and this makes it dangerous to drink. People can get diseases. Pasteur developed a way to prevent this happening. The process is called pasteurization. 3. Karl Landsteiner, Austria, 1868 to 1943. Landsteiner worked in Vienna on many scientific things. Together with a man called Erwin Popper, he helped to identify the virus that causes a disease called polio. But even more importantly, in 1901, he discovered the 3 main blood groups, A, B, and O, and showed that it is possible to transfer blood from one person to another person. This led to the first ever blood transfusion in 1907 in New York. 4. Francis Crick, Britain, 1916 to 2004, and James Watson, USA, born 1928. In 1953, in Cambridge, UK, Crick and Watson told the world that they had found the secret of life. The secret is the structure of DNA, the material that makes genes, the things we get from our parents that control how we grow. Their discovery meant that we now know much, much more about the human body, and with that knowledge there have been enormous improvements in medicine and medical research, as well as in historical research and solving crimes. 5. Jane Goodall, Britain, born 1934. Jane Goodall is a scientist who has studied primates, especially chimpanzees, her whole life. She has studied their family groups, their use of tools, and their emotions. Her work has made it clear that chimpanzees and other primates, gorillas for example, are not as different from people as we used to think. Goodall has shown the world that we need to treat the animals around us with respect and protect them.